This meeting to order. Have roll call.
Hess.
Here.
Bobbitt.
Here.
Bite.
Here. President. Cindy, would you lead us in a word of prayer, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, dear Lord, we're down on our knees, dear Lord, asking for your help and above all giving you your blessings and thanks for all the many great things you have bestowed upon us, from the rain to the different types of weathers we receive, dear Lord. I ask that you be with us, open our hearts, let us be still and listen to you as we do the business of our work here today, dear Lord. I ask that you be with all of those in leadership, from our president to our congressmen and our state senators as they begin their year's work down at the state capitol. I ask that you be with them and bless them and give them the needed wisdom, dear Lord, that they need. I ask that you be with our troops overseas and here on U.S. soils to keep them all out of harm's way, dear Lord, and to bring them home to their family, that we can all have peace and harmony. I ask this all through thy precious name. Amen.
Amen. Dean, would you lead us in the flag salute, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I acknowledge that the agenda was properly posted in accordance to the Open Meeting Act.
Okay. Consider and act on the minutes for the January 22nd regular meeting. And I know everybody's been emailing back and forth.
Roll call. Jones. Robin.
Here.
Lamb.
Here.
I acknowledge that the agenda was properly posted in accordance to the Open Meeting Act.
We did our minutes at the last meeting. Everybody have a chance to look at those?
I moved to approve.
Entertain a motion. Approve them as presented.
So moved. Second.
Vote.
Jones.
Aye.
Broadbender. Lamb.
Aye.
I found an issue.
Yeah, I thought yours needed some attention.
Yeah.
I started to correct it.
Thank you very much. Well, I did. I sent.
Oh, I forgot to correct that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, I can, but I
I
will.
contacted her.
Yes, and then I know what you're talking about now, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that. But I can.
Okay, well, we better, because
Yeah.
Senator Peterson and then Senator Murdoch and then,
Oh, and good, it's on the page that I can fix it after, because
okay, it's on,
it's not on the signature page.
right,
So,
right.
but I will.
Okay, but we want to make sure we
It should be.
Senator Roland Peterson, Senator Casey Murdoch,
Okay.
and then House of Representatives John Pfeiffer and Carl Newton. And then Denise, is Denise just a...
That's right. That's spelled correct.
Okay.
That is spelled correct. Mhm.
Okay.
So, and she's so the last
The last three
Three
are
are
House of Representatives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, let me just have Mindy come back in and I'll fix it real quick.
Okay.
So just that one on Casey Murdoch.
And then put House of
And then put House of
Representatives.
Representatives.
Right.
Hi, can you come in so I can fix the minutes real quick, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
I'd make a motion to approve minutes as corrected.
I'll second.
It's been moved and it's been seconded to approve the minutes as corrected. All in favor?
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbitt.
Aye.
Bite.
Aye.
Motion carried.
He called me back late Friday night on the situation on the 25,000, and he said that we need to take it from,
We're not there yet.
on transfers. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, before I leave, I want to explain that, so if you'll wait a second.
Okay. I'll just, okay.
Musical chairs.
Want an hand?
Yeah.
Stop the music.
Oh, here, I'll take that.
Okay.
You got everything you need now?
Yeah, I just need, when you get to transfers, I need to.
Okay. Item 6, comments from the public on the below agenda items. Penny, you signed up.
I did. There was several things that pertain to my office, so I just wanted to address them because I am going to have to leave. Are you timing me?
Yep.
Going to have to leave and go to CODA.
Okay.
The item M, end of month balancing between the clerk's and treasurer's office, was done, and so I appreciate the effort on that. And there's a couple of things that Kelpro may have to fix, but other than that, I think it looks good.
Good.
I did want to ask about the supplemental estimate of needs. I know in the past we've all had to stick to the budgets that we had at the beginning of the year, just because it's important for us to be able to stick to a budget. And the invoice, I mean, is it $25,000 that's how much it's gonna cost to finish it, or is it?
Well, part of the deal is we're going to have to get figured out what we're going to do and move out of the courthouse. And if we put the records on recordings out there online and go ahead and get that, I know Cindy was going to take money out of her account for the next few years and get that caught up. And since it's going to be moved down, we're not going to have access to the books. She thought that it would be better if we went ahead and done that and put it out there online so anybody could go back and look at it. We wouldn't be.
And so Kelpro is doing that?
Kelpro.
Well,
Right.
Midwest Printing, Midwest
Midwest
Printing,
Printing.
In conjunction
and
with
in
Kelp.
conjunction.
And you have an invoice from
Not yet,
Midwest
but
Printing?
we have a bid, yes,
And they're a single
a
source.
single source.
And so they have a letter from Kelpro that states that they're the only one allowed to go in and import that into their system. So that's why we don't have to go out for bid.
No, I'm not asking for a bid. I'm just,
Right, but
you know,
yeah, we don't
you need
have
an
any, but we
invoice to
have
do
and actually, he quoted us 17 cents and I did email him back and requested a lower price and he's giving it to us at 16.5 cents. So that'll save us a couple $1,000. But on a $178,000 image, or 178,000 images, a half a cent makes a big difference. It's like $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper. So.
Okay.
Item, that was E, wasn't it? Item B on the agenda, you are not doing December's appropriations, right?
Oh, well, that's probably my typo then. So
So the board will do theirs next week, and the excise board do theirs this week?
but they're dispersed. Should it be
It
a
is
portion?
January apportionment and appropriation, and February is your disbursement date.
Okay.
So, but I just wanted to make sure that we stuck to it.
Okay. Well, that's
The excise board's is correct, but that one is not.
okay.
And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the relocation of the courthouse offices. And, I think we need to look at some other options. I don't know that all 10 of us is gonna fit in 2 double wide trailers, nor do I think it's going to be a secure place to be, especially for, say, your warrants that have to be locked up and my bank records that have to be kept confidential. I did visit with the lady at the motel. We could all 10 be housed at the hotel, plus help a county business. I have some information if you want it. If you don't want it, that's fine. But I think we need to look at some other options for security purposes. I've also visited with Kelpro to find out what it's going to cost to move my equipment. We're looking at my office alone is about $13,000 to take us over, set us up, and come back. And one of the questions that they asked me was, how far are you going to be from the courthouse? So I just think that if there's an option to what we used to think about it, we're shutting down one floor at a time so that we don't have to leave the courthouse, that's the best option. Because it's going to cost us a lot just to leave the courthouse and come back. I know you're timing me. I realize that. But actually, Cindy was speaking too on my time. So,
Sorry.
Yeah. So I have information if you want it.
Yeah, we want it, Penny, because we haven't made up any decisions yet as to what we're going to do. You know, we're still looking at options and
Yeah,
stuff.
and we didn't, like most of us officers, I didn't know that there was going to be a phase 2. I thought that phase 1 was the exterior of the courthouse. I didn't know we were going to
Well,
the interior.
we're discussing that, and we shouldn't. We're just letting her talk. I'm sorry, I was interjecting.
Well, it's nice to have some feedback.
Yeah.
I think that's part of our problem is that our communication is but I didn't even know that we were going to be. Plus, we are spending a lot of money. A lot.
Okay, is that all you have?
Yeah, do you want this motel
Yeah.
stuff? The excise board can have one too if they want it. You interested?
Sure.
Okay. Take one down. President. Do you want one?
Okay, transfers of appropriations.
I make a motion to approve transfer of appropriation. Do we have any, Mindy?
Oh, we just have the one from us, I think.
Okay.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and been seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Light.
Aye.
Okay, just that one. And
Thank
then
you.
I don't see the one. Yours is. That one. Oh, there's more than just one. Okay.
Oh.
There's several.
Oh, this is requisitioning
Oh,
transfers here.
sorry. I just said,
Tran-
that says transfer of
Yes.
appropriations.
This one here does too.
This one,
Okay, it does.
this says transfer of appropriations also.
Okay.
Okay, have you guys done your meeting minutes and stuff?
Yes.
You're just waiting on them. to
Now
get
this
them
one here is
Okay.
the one that we've done before.
Those are that goes to the excise. That's ready for the excise board.
Okay.
That one needs to go to the excise board.
Excise board.
There's something for you to play with, Mark.
Here we have them.
Okay, this is a transfer. This is for the.
These are transfer of funds.
This one here is on the Lamont Fire Station.
Okay.
But we did it, and it's not listed on here. But I guess it's transfer. So
Yeah, I think they do it as they do each one individually according to what the purchase order is going to be.
okay, is this?
Yep, that's us.
That's
Oh,
us.
this must go with that.
Okay.
Transfer of funds.
Yeah, this all.
Yeah, theirs should be right here, but they don't have any
Well,
lines.
that's what I thought. It wasn't. I didn't see no lines for them to sign.
This form doesn't have any lines for the excise board to sign, so they'll just have to sign it.
Well, that's what I've got question there.
Yeah.
What's the question?
Well, how long is this renovation gonna?
I don't
Do they
think
have a
anybody
clue?
knows.
Well, they told us that it was going to be 4 to 6 months. 6 months, right at that, is what we're looking at. But if we do it floor by floor, like Penny talked about, we could add another 5 to 6 months
Or
onto
more.
our
Or more.
more onto that. So we could be out of here a year. Is
That's what I was told.
well, that's what I was told, Penny.
That's
I don't
the last
know.
They're still working on it.
Yeah,
They haven't even
don't
got.
know.
They haven't even got it now. Some
Have-
vendors won't even bid if we don't move out, and so that's going to make our costs go up. So we can save probably $150,000 if we move
It's
out.
gonna cost every office to move.
Yeah.
And the jury.
This
What-
isn't on our
It's not
agenda.
on our agenda.
That we gotta wait till we get to that.
Okay.
Well, you're just waiting for me to leave, and I do have to leave.
No, no.
But that's
It's on
No,
Kitch.
that's
kind
not
of
it.
everybody and waiting for us to leave.
No.
No.
Okay, next, I think we have to sign up here too. Have to sign, that's the one where they're moving $25,000 out of contingency
Okay.
over to.
Yeah.
Still thinking
Yeah,
about
sounds good.
I need to sign both
Yeah,
places.
there, yeah, there, and then there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't sign this to cancel.
And right, yeah.
I'll
right
have
there
to
too.
sign that
Yeah.
too.
Oh, this
Transfer.
must be the.
Those are just the copies, yeah, the
Yeah.
supporting documents. I just like to keep them with it. I think it's
Gotcha.
better.
Requisitioning.
Are they getting better?
They're getting close. I need to go over there. I have to do that in the long run.
So we don't have to sign.
Just initial on that top one, on some of this, on the back side of that first one.
This
Yeah. Yes, please. And I just, as we pay, I do a transfer. I just think it's a cleaner transaction. We can show especially, because their money's all sitting in M&O, and so we, as their payments come in, we just do a transfer from M&O to capital outlay. And then pay
Just
it
a
out of capital
question
outlay.
about, you know, this deal here.
And
How
what-
does this affect our
should
budget?
we go and ask
This?
Stephen if that's
No,
a
no.
typo, if we could go
Oh,
ahead and
yeah.
do
About
them, or do you think we just
the
need to wait till
renovation.
next month? I don't know.
Well, it will
They've
affect
got
our
'em to
budget.
do.
A lot.
I
Yeah.
just
We've
ask
so
him
far
and
this
see.
fiscal year, we
Let's just
spent
ask and see, don't you think?
Yeah, why don't we, want to take a recess and you want to take it up and then.
Yeah.
And that's to one member.
Was
Well,
that-
it all goes through that vendor, but then they
Yeah,
they
should
pay
be-
off.
It should be
Pay off.
both for
Yeah.
Should be rather
go.
vote from January to be
February.
disturbed. She just left it on from last time. It should say
Yes.
January and February.
Now Stephen's gonna be involved in all the jury.
I don't know, yeah, probably is. I don't know if you can go up to that.
I almost bet I can't.
I bet you can't do
Well,
that.
I'm just curious.
I thought you said it was called off.
Whether
No,
it's in the budget.
half of the
Oh,
jurors.
gotcha.
It's reserved.
Okay.
It's reserved.
It's not reserved for.
So I guess they can do
renovation, but
them.
It was reserved.
And then we'll just
Okay.
Yeah, let's
wait
just go ahead.
later. Wait till later and do it. Let them do it, and then we can ask them later. Maybe when the jury pool gets thinned out.
Yeah, let's do
I'll
that.
just skip over it for now.
Yeah, just, yeah, they, I think they. These will go on down on March Friday, but we just as the bills come out.
Okay, item B, monthly appropriations for December 18, which should be January, and for disbursement in January should be February, if I understand that right. Stephen's probably busy with jury selection, isn't he? So
I'll call
you
them.
can call and ask.
You got next
See
week
if
to
we've
do it.
got, ask
Do
them
what?
if we've got a typo on
That's what I
our
was
agenda
thinking, too.
and see if we could go ahead and do it or if we need to wait.
And Alex has to go.
Let them go ahead and approve it, and
It's
then,
right on their agenda.
yeah,
Yeah.
not on ours.
Why is he in court or whatever? And so he's in there, yeah, okay. Probably, you want him to check on a break or not?
Yeah, if he gets a
could.
break, he'd
If
call
he
us,
gets a
yeah.
break, if he could call down here in the court. Yeah, the boardroom. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, item C, allocation of alcohol beverage tax, January 2019, the amount of $15,464.18.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded. Have a roll call vote in favor or not?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Wright.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Did I give that to you yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, I see.
Clung to that.
Thank you. And item D is a mortgage certificate for January 2019 in the amount of $60.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded in favor of. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Wright.
Aye.
Here it is, Max. This is the one we sign right there. That's
Okay.
the backup paperwork.
That's the
for it.
backup.
Yeah, here,
Okay.
let's put those together.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Well, I thought it was pretty strange we
Yeah.
didn't have anything
Play
on there.
sign, yeah.
From appropriation.
So moved.
Give a second.
Second.
That needs to
All
go.
in favor, John, scroll down.
Those need to go on to the excise board.
This one needs to.
That one needs to go on to the excise
One
board.
was the transfer
I'm glad you're here
correction.
keeping
Yeah.
straight.
I signed on the, it went from CIE copy.
Now the transfers that you handed over there.
Yeah, we haven't done those yet because we've got to find out whether we can or not. But I figured they might as well go ahead and do them.
Yeah, because it's right on theirs anyway,
Yeah,
so.
right.
Okay. Okay, item E. FY 18-19 supplemental estimate of needs for the general government contingent to the county preservation, $25,000.
I put that on the agenda because Buddy hadn't gotten back with me yet.
Okay.
And so then no action because he said that's not the way we need to handle it.
That part of that.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, has that got everything taken care of in the excise board?
Yeah, I believe as far as you all are concerned.
I think
yes.
it does.
I make a motion to review payment of purchase orders and travel claims.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Wright.
Aye.
Looks like we've got quite a pile we get penalized for taking off.
That's right.
That's later on our agenda.
If I may ask on the monthly appropriations, since they've been for the excise, can they not be posted till they've gone through the board?
The
Monthly
transfers can, the monthlies cannot.
Not until
we're going to ask him, since it was a typo on the agenda, if we can't do it. So he's let us do that before.
Okay.
So we're just going to ask him.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't look at the date.
You gotta sign all of those for each one of them you sent.
Okay, even though it's last year's,
So it goes to each one. Okay.
it's still
Wanna make
okay.
sure.
Dean, are you proud of me? I remembered your stamp this time.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, golly, wow.
It's a proud day.
Yes, mark this on the calendar. Me running late, it all worked out right.
That's the last of these
Okay.
in the folder.
Folder.
Okay. How'd Paul's son get? I seen on Facebook where Paul Matthews was talking about he may have to go
Oh,
visit his son.
yeah, they thought it was a heart attack, but it's a infection around the lining of his lungs, and they got him on steroids and antibiotics.
I see.
So we're hoping that would fix it. You think they're passing the flu up around there or something? All the doctor
Yeah, I was going
deals?
to say, they're awful.
Oh man, every one of them seems like.
At least that many. Is this a monthly thing or just do a checkup?
I don't know. Yeah.
I didn't see a shoot when we were up there.
That's the last one for that folder.
Okay.
This will start the new one.
He's over there. Oh, great. One second. I just scratch it out and put initial.
Good catch, Alan.
Cindy, that's the last one in that
Okay.
folder.
Do these go in here?
Yes, these right here. These would be them. That's the last one in that folder. That'll be the last one for that folder.
So are we ready for the excise board on the appropriation?
Staples credit plan, is that how it bills to you? 2 of them back.
I just thought it was Staples, but maybe it is Staples credit card.
Broadbender
must
moved,
be.
Lane seconded.
Yeah, and the one before that was the same thing.
Must be.
Broadbender. Lamb.
Aye.
Motion carried. December beverage tax is 14,000. You guys just have to acknowledge that one. 14,590.45 for the month of December.
Motion approved.
What is that for?
Lamb moved, Jones seconded to approve the
Well, it's back in
alcohol
10th.
beverage
Yeah,
tax
so
for
it's a advanced multi-site primary. Is that a piece of equipment?
I'm not sure.
Or is that
Jones,
a service? Is that a
Aye.
like a wages or contract service? Or is that an actual item?
Well, I can't tell you, Cindy, whether that's an item like a,
Piece of equipment? Or
yeah, a piece of equipment in a pickup
Or if
or
it's
over here. To
do you have any idea if that might be a piece? Is that a piece of equipment or is that just like a service? Do you know what that's for?
Well, I'll acknowledge.
Lamb moved to acknowledge. Do we have a second? Lamb moved, Broadbender seconded to acknowledge the multi-state sales fees for December of $50. All in favor, Jones? Broadbender? Lamb? Motion carried. The alcoholic beverage
I actually don't know.
for January, 15,464.18.
I guess it's something he needs. I don't know.
You want to ask?
For January, yeah.
Yeah, went up to
It's
it.
cold.
I don't think you can keep that.
Do we have a motion?
So do.
We have a second.
Aye. Second.
Jones moved, Broadbender, or Lamb seconded to approve the alcoholic beverage tax for January for 15,464.18. All in favor, Jones?
So this is just starting this one here.
Motion carried. And then
This is the brand new one here.
Yes, that's a brand new one, and
All
I
that
got this.
stuff. All
here
that
to go
stuff
with it.
goes with it.
Okay.
Okay.
here we
You
go.
know, I looked at here, there was another,
For $60 for January for the mortgage certification.
there was
Do we have a
2 of
motion?
them on here, wasn't there?
Okay.
One for 14,000 beverage
Jones
tax,
moved,
wasn't there another one?
Broadbender seconded,
Acknowledgement for
to
14,000
acknowledge the
something?
mortgage
I
certification
don't
fees.
remember, Max. I didn't. Was that on? She might have had it duplicated and then caught it and took it off.
That may be.
Are you talking about mortgage search stuff?
Yes.
You all had already approved the
The one.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've both been through you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want them to get
Make
away.
sure, yeah. No, we got them both on here.
Okay.
So we're good on those. Okay, so, all in favor, Jones?
Aye.
Broadbender? Lamb?
Aye.
And no action on item H is after I spoke with Buddy Carroll, he said that's not the way we should handle that, so. Any business for the equalization?
So just say no business.
Yeah, no action.
No action.
Yeah. And I'll put a little explanation in the minutes why there was no action. Do we have any new business?
Nope.
Do we have a motion to adjourn with the Excise and Equalization Board?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Third.
Okay.
Fourth, fifth.
Okay, so Rob Bender moved and Jones seconded to adjourn at 9:41. All in favor, Jones?
Aye.
Rob Bender? Lamb?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Fourth, fifth, sixth, and third. Get her done.
Well, have a good day.
Get back to the wind. Thank you.
Yeah,
You guys have a
thank
good
you.
night, too.
Yeah.
Oh, did I forget? Oh, that Pat Long, so it doesn't matter.
Do I need to
No,
re-sign that?
Take care. Thank you.
When you get a deal from Embry and Hodges, do you get a late? That's the 31st. The PO was got, and the invoice is the 9th.
No, the prior to.
Prior to stamp. Okay. Yeah,
Got it.
I'll find some. I borrowed yours last time. You know, that's a phone bill, and it's a prior to deal on it too.
Well, utilities don't.
I know.
Yeah.
But I've always wondered why they don't make us get a blanket for that.
You know, I don't know either. I'm surprised they don't.
I am too. Let's see, it's Cindy and Cindy Sue, what's the other one? Cindy P.
Cindy Sue.
I'm Cindy Sue.
Cindy Sue,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, she's Cindy and I'm Cindy Sue.
Okay, gotcha. Cindy Sue.
When I'm
Did
around you, I don't answer for Cindy.
Did they give you an agenda for CODA?
I think I have an agenda.
Desi sent one out to
Yes.
us.
I know. I looked in my paperwork, and I even looked back on my phone, and I'll have to ask Desi to get
See,
me
I
one.
can kind of say, 'cause I think I've got it printed out.
She's got my
In my
deal,
office.
because we're having that class tomorrow.
Yeah, she's gonna ride with me,
Okay.
because she's going and I'm going, so we'll ride together.
Very good. Okay, what they do, they had these 30 and 90 day ones marked off, and the service charge, instead of being $418, it's $111.55.
Oh, I bet some of it was already paid. It
That's
just got
probably
crossed
what
in
it
the
was.
mail, probably.
Okay, so the 12th and the 10th closing date shouldn't matter. That's right. Gotcha. That still all goes in that folder.
Gotcha. Okay.
One more. Start on the second huge side.
Yeah.
Oh,
One straggler there.
I get it. Ooh, a new folder too. Man. Ooh, sweaty.
Busy, busy.
Yep.
That's the last of that folder.
I was going to ask. Okay.
Oh, we bought 200 pins.
Cindy, we've got our AT&T bill here. We're paying that $139.68 each one of us. Have we sent those all
We got those
in?
sent. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Last
That's the
week, I think
one.
it was, and I do have copies of all
Okay,
that.
good.
So
Thank
we're
you.
up to date to that point.
Okay. And so this will go in, these will go in just as a separate deal now?
Yes.
Okay.
And what Steven said to me was once those ones that we just sent in, which was like 3
months.
Yes. He said once those cash, then him and I need to get together, or him and whoever need to get together and try to call them again.
Okay.
So.
Okay, good. That's the only one in that folder. We'll need to sign up there on that one. And that's the end of that folder.
Here's one that OSU Extension hasn't signed up on the top.
I think you run it through.
I signed it already, but I didn't catch that till after I'd done it.
These are singles. And those are the only two singles.
Cassie.
Hi. Well, I meant to call Cassie, but who else OSU Extension requisitioning officer? You know. Oh, okay. All right. That's up there. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Hi. Can you come down and sign a PO one? Most it's one to it's for postage machine ink. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Hey, Janky.
Hello, how are you?
Just wanted to tell you the tractor deal with the little slip behind it, the thing, you know, the right, instead of grading the roads.
Oh yeah, the groomer,
That really works neat.
That groomer works awesome when you're in the right places.
Low maintenance.
It is a really good tool.
Don't have anything to complain about.
Well,
Come back tomorrow and tell us again.
You will be here.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is a single.
Just about separate
Just
that
about that
folder
one.
from the
Yeah, by here.
Is Robin Heard and whoever goes out for assessment in our safety sensitive pool. Okay.
Well,
Well, you know what? I
no.
did say that Milligan Law is only the
Just-
sheriff's office in the
no, only
Anita?
no, Anita is not.
Right.
Only
Lori?
Lori, but if
Oh.
Anita's out doing that, she needs
Oh.
to be in there.
Well, and Lori, Robin has got a deal in here too. Besides that, for meals going out too. So, where's it at? Maybe the next one. Meals and property assessment. They need to be in that pool. Yeah, if they just drive it a couple times a year, that's okay.
Yeah, because they say they don't go out and assess, but if they're doing that, and Robin can't drive that vehicle,
Because if she does, then
she can't get her statutory travel.
Yeah.
So I've never seen meals turned in on that.
I hadn't either.
I've never
That's
seen meals.
meals is
Why don't you ask about that? Here in county, I didn't know in county on
okay.
that.
Let's
I
see
don't
where
know.
this is at.
Well, I think they're the same. Excuse me. Here's the same thing. So they must have been together.
Nashville was one. So it's a that they went out and assessed her and turned her meal tickets in. See, that's no different than our guys going out into a place and eating and us paying for the meals. If they don't stay overnight, they
Well,
can't.
we have a deal in our travel policy that says that if it's we have a deal in there that if it's very minor. For example, our guys go to you go down to OSU to training for a whole day.
Uh-huh.
They bring their lunches here, but when they go down to a class, they're not going to carry their
Right,
lunch. And it's
right.
probably the same thing with them.
Yeah.
They probably eat their lunch here, but if they're out on the road going and assessing, they're probably
And
not
they're
going
out
to take
all
their
day long.
and they're not
They're
going to
gonna be
take
out all
their
day.
deals.
Yeah.
We call and it's by IRS regs. It's
Hey, Dean.
Thank you. Thank you, Max.
Yep.
it ought to be. Where would it be? It would be. I'm overlooking it.
Is that the
Travel?
actual travel
No, it's
policy?
not in our actual travel because
Oh, it's in
we had this before we had a
Oh.
travel, before we did the travel. We used to
Okay.
not do much on travel.
Okay.
And once we did that, might be under educational. Here it is. Educational business meal. Here it is. 41. Page 41. The federal IRS service code has significant provisions to determine whether the reimbursement to employees for business meal expense will be considered taxable and reported as wages. Therefore, in order to comply with the legal requirements and in order to not have business meals expense reimbursed viewed as taxable by the IRS, all Grant County employees must closely follow an accounting plan. Considered D- meals infrequent personal development program, and it's under the 26 USC 132 subsection A4. Must have paid expenses while performing services for Grant County during any portion of any paid work day. Must adequately account to Grant County for these expenses. So, for professional development programs for education and training, Grant County Commissioners, County Clerks, County Treasurers, County Assessors, County Sheriffs, Court Clerks, and their deputies or employees. Professional development programs shall be paid by the Center of Local. If you go to CLGT, you go to LTAP, or any other professional. So, we have it for training.
Training, but not necessarily.
So then you'd have to, then for more of it, then we've got the Grant County Travel Policy Handbook that addresses travel. That's training. So if they're at a day training, we're going to pay it.
Gotcha.
So they go down, like we're going down to that P-card training.
Right.
So we're, instead of getting a hotel room the night before, we're saving the county money. We're getting
Yes.
up early, driving down, going to class all day. You can get your lunch
Like,
drive
I'm not
home.
going and staying in a hotel.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah, I'm
And I don't think Desi is.
she is.
She gonna come back with Brandon. She's going down the.
We're leaving today.
Oh, you're leaving today. Oh, okay.
She has a
Okay.
room, but I'm going to go stay at my kids.
Oh, I gotcha.
And then I'll get up
This
and
right
come
here,
back
though,
in the
kinda
morning.
covers it though, during any portion of any paid work day. This was a paid work day, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Following positive. This is what the defined accounting plan is, and these must be followed. So.
I've got a little note. I'll do some checking.
Yeah. Max, these go in this same folder, right?
Yes, they do.
These go in this
That's
folder,
all that
okay.
goes in that.
This folder, okay. Well, these will be all in this folder.
Yeah, the rest of that, and then these here is a folder of its own. And then Cindy just got Cassie to come down and sign this other one, so it's by itself.
All right.
Well, for now, anyway. The reason I'm just questioning that is you know, that's in county. That's right here in county, and it's just in the daytime. I didn't think we could do that. They didn't think that was a.
Well, I can see where some other employees, like say your employees, would say, "Hey, we're out all day long too," you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, technically our guys are out all day
Yeah.
long and they don't stop and eat lunch.
yeah,
That's true.
Well, Cindy, I signed one for you. A blanket.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
thought you were going to say one for, well, for her. to
Oh,
eat at
Edith. All right, Max.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, normally they do eat their dinners here or take care of things here, but if they have to be out, that's kind of
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say in the past they have raised Cain. Even when I went with the guys down to the spray school,
Oh yeah.
I bought them lunch, and they throwed a fit over that because I paid for the lunches. Okay,
It
Each
turned
one.
it in, yeah. But
Yeah.
as long as
Yes.
each one.
and
was
each
okay.
one should do it themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
Here on page 42, it says must have paid expenses while performing services for Grant County during any portion of any paid workday.
yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, I know, I'm looking. Just to clarify.
Yeah. But I'm still not going to let my men, even though they're out working all day, and if they're over at Lamont, I'm not going to let them go to the Lamont and eat, or Deer Creek and eat, or Renfro and eat, or Medford and eat and turn it in. I just will not do that.
This folder done?
Yes, sorry.
And I've never let my guys do that either. Now, if they go down to training for spray school, that's all right. That's because they're out of here. But
That's personally how I feel. If you're working in the county, you don't eat out and you pay it on.
I think when we went to spray school, everybody took their lunches. If I remember correctly.
Yes, that one didn't.
hi.
Hello, how are you today?
A little chilly.
It is a little chilly, that wind. Yeah, these all go in that folder.
get your stuff done so neat. You got all your tickets printed on one deal and stuff. I never do get that stuff done myself.
Oh. Well, Desi copied that. I think she does that for Alex, because Alex scans them now. Let's see, this Prairie Rose one is a single, isn't it? Oh no, is that going that? Oh wait a minute, that one shouldn't go in there. That should be a, yeah, this should go in. One of these other ones back here is in the wrong file. I'm just going to leave this one a single. Shouldn't go, this is county government, that's highway, that shouldn't go in that folder.
Get out of order.
Yeah. That one's done.
Okay, this one here is done too.
Yeah, that one's done too.
Okay, was this one here supposed to go in highway budget?
Yeah, it would be that's all three of us. There's another one here, highway, that goes. This should go in. We did one way at the beginning.
Okay, did I do that?
No, that's a single.
Oh,
That's a single
okay.
too, yeah. Let's see, make sure we have to sign that.
What if I wasn't wanting to approve it?
Then don't sign it.
Well, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Then don't.
Oh, where's that folder we just discussed? That travel deal.
That was Ben. This one.
Thank you.
Got my pile on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I know, I messed it up.
Let's see.
It was messed up before. I think you straightened it out.
It's okay. It doesn't matter once she gets them. She has to go through them all anyway. So.
Did I sign that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't heard anything from Stephen, have we?
No. Let me buzz up there again and just see if it.
Yeah, you might.
Well, we've got him down
This is
here.
I guess we got
No,
it down
that
here.
goes in
Yeah.
the, these
Yeah.
these go in this one too, so just a minute.
I'll learn to look.
Yeah, just. That's the last one in that folder. He's on here for something. What is it?
His
Annual
annual
deal.
reports on the control
Yeah.
dangerous substance
Probably.
and the revolving on the revolving funds.
Yeah. And 9 maybe. on the executive section.
Yeah.
So,
So in other words, Max, Desi and I can't skip out tomorrow because you're going to be in the class.
Oh, no.
I'm just joking.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to sign up here at the top too. It's taking me just a little bit. I'm telling you.
Get writer's cramp, huh?
Yeah.
There's a big trash can. You have one back there, Dean? Okay.
These are the last three in that pile.
of that pile, okay. That's the last one for that folder.
Okay, just about done
Do
here.
that one, okay.
Here are the 2 different ways you can.
You was fixing to learn
I
something.
guess so.
You could take off and eat dinner and charge that for education.
I was watching the cooking show last night. And you know how they'll do the little quiz, or like they'll give you a quiz question right before the
Yeah.
commercial. So my phone was sitting there. So as soon as they'd ask the question, and I'd say, "Hey Siri, what's?" And so I could figure out the answer.
You can try to trip them up, but that don't always work for
You little cheater.
Yeah, I was cheating. Yeah, like where did chili originate?
Oh, probably not chili.
No, it was England. Was it England? And they called it hacker or something. Anyway, so it's kind of interesting some of the stuff you learn. Now, it's just whether you can remember it or not.
Yes.
I think I was watching America's Worst Cooks. Provides me emotional support so that I know that I'm not that bad of a cook.
That is the last one for that folder.
Slowly but surely, we're making progress.
Yes, we are.
You really do end up having to pay for it, don't you, when you get the week? Or doubles you up.
These you need to sign down here at the bottom as well. As long as it doesn't go over, and it did not. The second one, the requisitioning county officer.
Because it was a blanket.
Right, And on this one, you'll need to sign at the top on that one. Of these, you'll need to sign up there. So you bought a couple of pair of boots for somebody? Or?
Well, we were working around a bridge and we bought boots too, so they could stand in the water and weld. We're building a bridge under, and I took it as personal protection.
You not want to sign that? Boots?
Do what?
You didn't want to sign off on those boots?
No, I'll sign off on it. I just must have missed it.
Okay.
I mean, there was some of these stuck together. I tried to separate them, and
I know it's more of a hassle for y'all just having the paper. It sure makes it easier when we have to go scan them and not have to take the stuff.
You might write a little note up there that it's a PPE equipment.
Do I put it on a sticky thing? Or
No, you want to make it part of the permanent record. Okay, you bought new radios.
Yes, I did.
Okay, I think Pat let your license expire. It's because you were running with what was it? Matt
Well,
explained.
yeah,
you was running with
Garfield
Ian
County,
in Garfield County.
Dean
on
called me and asked
okay,
me
you got that.
Max and I had talked
Yeah,
about
okay.
that on how
if
to
he got radios he could run on my frequency.
Okay.
and
Yeah, they were ultra high, Garfield counties, and when they moved that tower down there on Honingsburg, moved the tower over, then they didn't put the repeater back up. They quit.
yeah, that repeater's gone.
Yeah, I knew
We
there
haven't
was
had too
something.
good luck on communications since. So after talking to Max and everything about his frequencies and stuff, I went ahead. Is that the last of this folder?
Oh yes, that's it. And this is that same folder Max was looking at.
Yes, I took what I needed.
Okay.
Got what I needed. Thank you.
That one's done. He was just looking at something.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to be real careful about not getting them stuck together like that, but it's going to happen.
Rickson said Stephen was not available to go to the board.
Oh, okay.
But I told her what I did and see if she could maybe still be out.
The payments that we're sending out this right now that we just signed.
Equipment payments, lease purchase payments?
Yeah, lease purchase payments are for February.
Yeah, I should have some things paid off in February. I think my trucks are paid off.
Yeah, I'm having some stuff coming up paid off too. Not as much as you, Cindy, but it'll amount.
Oh yeah, sorry, I missed that. Did I miss any other ones? I wasn't even looking up there.
I don't think that's
Okay.
taken care of.
Yeah. Cindy, would you call Desi and ask her if she'd bring us our lease purchase stuff for all of us so we know where we are on that?
Hi, the commissioners would like to have a list of their lease purchases and where they're at on those. Oh, okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Oops, am I signing yours? Yeah, these are mine.
Cindy Sue, did you get a copy of that stuff that Penny was talking about, the hotel stuff? She was going to leave copies of that for all of us.
It's right here.
Oh, right here?
Right here.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't. Cindy, here's one. Well, here's a few you didn't sign.
Okay.
Do you have one of yours that's paying off, Cindy?
That's
called
what I
for the
thought.
payoff.
Okay, good.
It was like $1 difference.
All right, great.
So,
Then I was
Thank you.
thinking, yeah.
and I think in March there's a couple more that's going to pay off.
Yeah, I've got
March
one.
1st.
I've got one April 10th, and then I've got in May my trucks all pay off. So, yep,
Yeah,
I got-
several things pay
Yeah, I
off
got a
for
bunch
you.
of stuff coming up. You'll need to sign your D3 stuff at the top.
Okay, did she just bring you one? There's mine. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Them there you didn't
Oh, these,
sign.
okay, these are blankets.
Yeah.
Okay, these are all blankets.
Yeah.
And then these are blankets. Have you signed them?
Yes, I signed it.
Okay, so that's where I need to start here. Give these.
Okay. When Dean gets done down there, I will give him. We'll make the motion to approve purchase orders and travel claims.
No, these are blankets this is another
This-
that
this
we
one-
need to
this
finish.
folder's done?
Yeah, we need to finish
Yep.
up those.
I'd entertain a motion to approve purchase orders and travel claims.
I make a motion to approve them.
Second.
Dean made the motion and Cindy seconded the motion. I'll have roll call vote.
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Hello, POs are ready. You're welcome. Bye.
Blanket purchase orders.
I move to approve blanket purchase orders.
I second.
It's been moved and it's been seconded to approve blanket purchase orders. All in favor?
Hess,
Aye.
Bobbit,
Aye.
Vi,
Aye.
Motion carried.
thank you.
Hi, Alex.
Hi.
There's a whole mess of them, and
Yeah.
we've got
Hang
them
on
in a
to them.
mess.
They're all turned all different
We
directions.
got a mess there.
Okay, item H, 2019-06 declaration to surplus computer system, inventory 218.101. And she has it documented here. It's from the commissioner's office. I think they were going to take that computer and give it to Scott Falkenberg because Scott's is too old.
So we're just surplusing it.
Right.
We're not disposing of it over to them. But when we move it over to him, when we dispose of it to him, I mean, we'll
have
show
to
it as a
declare
transfer.
surplus and then do a transfer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And has it been sanitized or whatever they do to them to clean it?
Yeah,
Take all
wiped.
that-
Wiped it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're working on that, I think.
Okay. I would move to surplus.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded to surplus that computer. All in favor?
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbit.
Aye.
Bite.
Aye.
Motion carried. And whenever Brandon and them gets that done, then we'll have to bring it back and do a transfer.
I'm going to make sure it gets on
Resolution
his
to
and
dispose and then,
Well,
it shows up.
yeah,
on
this
his-
is to surplus.
and then
Right,
add it.
resolution to
his transfer.
transfer. Now, are they wanting to just we're going to move into the hotel rooms? Is that what it is?
From the way it was explained to me that we would have all 10 rooms over there?
Can we talk about that yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Sorry.
Get caught up on things here.
Then Dean, you'll have to sign the top of all your blankets. They did not put any little tags up there, so I'm going to start with it there to remind you.
Okay.
Next, you need to sign the tops of those.
Oh man, come on! I signed one of yours.
Thanks.
You got 2 T's in your name, don't you?
And they're still with the D1s.
Yeah. We could. Yeah, I better be quiet.
Oops. Do you have those 6-year loss runs? I might look at them again. I call Dusty of them.
Oh, here is this to sign.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. There was one that he said just mark through an initial. It was
There's another page.
okay, it was I think it's the SIG.
What is it?
It was D3 over here was right. Yeah, right here. That should say D3 is correct here, but it was wrong there.
Okay. Okay, item I, designation of receiving officer Alexander Britton for the OSU Extension Office.
So she's going to be receiving, and who's her other receiving? Is that Katina?
They're both requisitions.
Well, who receives their stuff then?
We do. It comes down to usually our office.
Oh, they don't take anything up there to them. Oh.
So
because they just don't have enough,
Yeah, I get that. I just
so
think that's, it's kind of hard for Alex to know whether she needs to receive it or not, but I guess she's a purchasing.
They're usually pretty good about letting us know they've
that
got
something's
something coming.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And Alex is good. Are you good with her doing that?
Yeah.
I'd make a motion to approve Alex Britton for the OSU Extension Office Receiving Officer.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbert.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now you'll have to go back and print this item J list
Oh,
off.
I think we were hoping you would approve it, so it's put it underneath it.
Wait a minute. You know what assume means, don't you?
But if not, we could fix it real quick.
Okay.
But there's the list.
Item J. Grant County Requisitioning and Receiving Officers as of February 4, 2019, a complete list.
Yeah, can we get a copy to put in our file back here?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we need to know
who it is.
If that's the right person signing it or whatever.
Yeah, no problem.
And do you have the fairgrounds on here?
Yes.
Okay. I know everybody had somebody sign up, and my person switched. His wife signed up instead of him.
Oh yeah. Carol, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you mean for the election? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for the fair board.
Yeah,
For the election.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
fair
This
board
is
election. This is I thought you meant signed up to be a receiving or requisitioning office.
Okay,
I got that.
Okay, no. And I assume that they'll have an internal vote now, or they
Now
may
this is
stay-
requisitioning. This isn't their election stuff, but
Right,
when
right.
they change it through the fair board, it has to go through their board first.
First,
to
and then come
request
back
it,
to
and
us.
then-
Yeah.
But we've already in on there, so it won't be any changes.
Well, that's OSU extension. We're not talking.
No, free fair. I'm looking
Yeah,
at
but-
his page. I'm sorry.
But
No,
Dennis or Jimmy
Oh.
Vardy isn't on there.
Right, he didn't either, so it
Right,
doesn't.
so
So
it's
it's
not
not
gonna
going to
affect that.
Not going to affect
That's what
that.
I was getting
I
at.
got you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Can I see that first page of that list?
Max wants to see this first page again.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
That's right. Concentrating.
Yeah. There's a lot of gears making noise.
No, we got to get that back to Cindy, and she'll make us a copy to put in our. That's the original. Let's see, did you sign that? Oh, here. Did you look at these? We got these in. She emailed these to us as well. This is that guy that hit that truck over there by Newkirk. We've paid that much so far.
Okay, thank you.
And that's just for his personal injury to him. We paid him $120,000. And then we got 44 in some other stuff, and I think they're still, I don't know what all they're still doing on that.
Are we just acknowledging that list of receiving requisitioning officers?
I would say it'd be acknowledging because it's already they're all approved already.
Yeah, just acknowledge it.
Okay. Item K is acknowledge the Sig SIF 6-year loss run history for Grant County as of 12/31 of 2018.
Yeah, you can see on the SIG, the loss for the last years, they've paid out $197,314.92 on the SIG, and they've paid out. Last page they paid out. They paid out $64,108.30. You know, they still got reserves. 62,369 in reserves on SIF, and they've got in reserves $71,560 about in SIGs for reserves.
Okay.
Did you email that to everybody, Cindy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
good.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great.
Okay. Item L, construction status inquiry from Granite RE Incorporated pertaining to bid 172016.
That's the bond, people that held the bond with River Ridge on a bridge they built for me last year, and it is completed and it's built. So we just need to sign off on it and send it back to them to tell them that it's been. So I'd make a motion to approve to fill out the inquiry to say that the bridge has been completed.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Cindy made the motion and Dean seconded. Have a roll call vote.
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbitt.
Aye.
Bite.
Aye.
Just sign it, down there.
Yeah, remarks.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get that invoice runs back to her too.
Okay, end of the month balancing between the clerk and treasurer's office as of 12/31 of 2018.
Dean, you have your copy. Here's your copy. We are in these two items that are showing at the difference on the rural fire departments that has been fixed.
Okay.
Or they were supposed to fix it in September and they didn't. So Alex called and she told me that so we should see reflection next month that should be fixed.
Okay.
Same with the situation down on the highway.
Okay.
She said it had to do with an adjustment. It didn't adjust right or whatever. But I kind of put out to the side then how we came up with. So basically, Penny gives us this figure in the purple.
Purple, okay.
And then, so that's her figure, and all the rest of the figures come from the clerk's office.
Okay.
So when we take the total of the $10,524,062.22 and add back the outstanding warrants of $88,374.01, that's where we get the $10,612,436. And then if you add back the net of the adjustments, that shows that we are in balance with the treasurer's office, with the exception of and so I separated those two out in the bottom on the general fund and the health, and it has to do with, they said no one ever budgeted, or it's really hard. I talked to the auditors or whatever. Yeah, I talked to Jesse, and he said the general fund and the health, and Alex says this too, and I think Penny agrees as well, but I can't speak for others, but that because of all the miscellaneous receipts, but I'm going to talk to Kelper because I don't know why there can't be a daily export of those. You know, to me, every account should be balanceable.
Well, if we made a big deal about a balance in these, why is these not important to balance?
Yeah, but I guess it has to do with because she has like the official depository stuff and all that kind of stuff, and it's not.
She who? She
I guess
the health
treasurer. I guess.
Or Penny?
Or there's certain, like things come through the official depository accounts, but they don't necessarily show up on our stuff. So I need to definitely look into that more, and if I run into. I'll call and talk to Kelpro too, because I think there should be a way to daily do an export, and you shouldn't have to you shouldn't even have to, you know.
Yeah, it ought to be able to fit it in there somewhere.
Yeah. So anyway,
thank you for getting that done.
Yeah, thank you. That looks good. Wonderful. Okay. Item N, annual report from the DA revolving fund for 2018. Stephen Young.
and he is not going to be able to be down here.
Okay.
And then here's his other one, which is the.
So no money in and no money out.
Yep.
That was
That's
a hard
pretty
year.
simple.
Pretty simple.
That wasn't too hard a year.
Okay, so do we just acknowledge that, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, acknowledge. Got it. Item O, annual report of controlled dangerous drugs from there. And there is money in and out here. There's one case for $93,785. First and 11 last year and 511 last year. There's another case for $71,514.48.
They got the pickup, and we had to give him the the
That
pickup
was
was
that
so
drug bust,
there was that
wasn't it?
drug bust there on M&M Road there in
And the
Metro.
city got so much of it, and then
The DA
yeah.
got a portion of it for his program,
Yeah.
Right.
and the city of Medford bought a vehicle.
Okay.
Is he spending the money on anything? We know he brought it in. He's not spending. He's not.
Well, disbursement to the city, I remember that. Was,
I do too.
I don't see anything.
Elsie.
Well, the sheriff spent some for training and narcotic detection K9.
I was gonna say, yeah, we've done that before. That's where they've done their dog. I saw like that dog had to have its tail amputated. $850
What the heck? You just take him out to the window.
and tape it up good.
Burn it and cauterize it a little bit on the.
Did you guys see Senator Langford's deal?
No, I guess I didn't.
Okay. He said we had people in here that were rallying and bringing petitions forward and picketing and everything because of using animals for testing, but yet we don't protest when we abort a child. So we're giving more preference
At
over
9 months.
Yeah,
At
that just
9
makes.
months.
And they talked about in the same speech. He said that they turn around and tell him that it's not a human life, but then they turn right around in the same argument and want to market and sell the body parts of that aborted fetus as human. Yes, I couldn't believe it. He said that, and that's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's messed up.
Anyway, it was a good deal. Everybody ought to listen to it. I don't see where he spent any.
No, he's
Here's
banking
the
it.
other
So he's
paper.
got $24,455 in his account. Does Grant County hold that in an account? We hold that. We hold that in an account.
I think
in here.
Yeah. There's a DA revolving
Yeah.
fund.
Okay. I didn't know if that was a district deal and it was an Enid or if it was actually held here.
Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
Okay, item O. That was item O. Item P. Relocation of courthouse offices and potential location of temporary facilities.
Okay, and so this was the information about the moving part of it. And it just, I attempted to contact 3 different movers. I have not heard back from Martin Brothers. This Jay Bain, he's really been the one that's been more consistently to contact. And Bell Davenport Housing, I spoke with him once, but he hasn't gotten back with me on the quotes for the foundation part of it.
Okay.
So it just, depends. So basically, like option 1, 2, and 3 is temporary, semi-temporary, or permanent. If you just want it on concrete blocks, or second option is like piers, and then they pour piers and then concrete blocks, and the third option was a stem wall with permanent footing.
Yeah.
I just trying to gather some information.
Okay, what did you find out you had the documentation for the other portable buildings that you got and stuff. None of that included electrical work or wiring work for...
Well, I mean, it already has electrical work wired
in that.
Yeah, and it's already got... I guess my question is, because like I can sign on to I can go anywhere I have internet access, I can get on the Telpro system. So why do we have to move the servers? As long as we can just provide internet service to that, because I mean, I just don't know that we really need to go to that. And I don't know, maybe we do, but that's something I think, and I'd be glad to check on. Why we would have to move the servers, other than I know that we don't want them we may want to come in once a week or something and blow them out to keep them from getting dirty and stuff like that, but to keep them from overheating. But I would think you should be able to, just as long as we have internet connectivity.
Yeah, because like Stephen, he can get on the computer here, or when he's in Canadian County, or whether he's in Garfield County.
Can be sitting at my kitchen table and get everything on my computer right now as it is, and be on my internet at home.
If you did this, and then the Medford Motel they want $700 per room per month. If you had 10 rooms, that's $7,000. If you did 7 months, that's $49,000.
Yeah.
That's $49,000.
Doesn't include any internet connectivity.
No, it doesn't include anything.
That's just.
And I don't know what the problem is on the security of I don't understand the problem on the security. Is lots of people do not have brick.
I was saying, is a file cabinet not considered secure?
I don't,
enough?
but if that's, we can do cameras, you can do, a lot of different things like that. Security, we don't even have a security system here as far as an alarm system or anything like that. So, I mean, we could put an alarm system in it, and have it monitored, by an alarm. Pioneer Telephone, I know, does that. Ken Oakley does that. They do. And they monitor it monthly.
And, on another note, too, I know, and I don't know if Dina has spoke to either of you all, or either of you all about the possibility of them remaining in just the courtroom section.
I talked to her about that, and here's the thing, and we all knew that was going to happen when we tried to do phase 1 floor by floor. It didn't work, and the deal was if something happened in your office, you were supposed to move in here or to the law office, and obviously that didn't happen. People just closed and left because of the wiring. Because we've got floors. Scott Falkenberg told us when he wants to hit a main switch to shut it off, all the floors are tied together, so you don't always know which rooms you're shutting off. This room is connected with the assessors, with the treasurers, and
there's a switch in my office, and it's something to the second floor.
And the other issue was, once we start taking these walls down, we don't know what's behind it. Everybody's going to be breathing in that dust. How healthy is that going to be with all the dust and everything else? And
I think the safety is more of an issue than security, in my opinion.
I would think it far outweighs the health.
Well, from what I understand, the security issues is there are receipts and monies that need to be locked down, and that is That's what Penny's
But
concern is.
but I'm gonna be real honest with you. Her vault is not securely locked at night. It's not locked.
I'm not gonna.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know it's put into a locked file cabinet at night. So what's the difference if it's in a locked file cabinet in her vault that doesn't?
The vault doesn't lock.
Lock or in a secure.
But all money's
file
supposed to go.
cabinet in another building.
But all money's supposed to go to the bank every night. We shouldn't have money
locked
in
up
our
overnight.
in our offices here. I talked to Dina about the courtroom. I've got my back room, our training room, and I said we could set a courtroom up there, and that could be the courtroom for every day, whatever we needed there.
Right.
We've got a lot of. I know USDA, the Grant County Soil Conservation Service. They did that for months.
Yeah.
I mean, for a year or two up there.
I mean, it's not going to be pleasant for everyone, but we're just going to have to deal with it.
They did what again?
The FSA office, when they had to move out of their building because of the health problems they were having, and they put in portable buildings, and it was over there on Front Street. They have a property there, and they've put in all the, extra electricity and the sewer and everything. Right over there on M&M. And they said that we could use that lot if we want to. I've got, the place catty-cornered from it there. We'd have to move all of our beams. I've got 10 acres up there by my shop.
Yeah.
That, we could use. As far as that goes, I think the security of it, I think the building can be made secure.
They're metal doors. I mean, it was a school building, and it's got, the thick metal. It's not like a hollow door or wooden door or anything. All of the exit doors are the metal doors.
Once they start this project, is there any reason for anybody to come back in here?
We've got permission to come in here once a week or twice a week. When we come back in, we have to wear hard hats in their deals because they're going to have everything. They're going to start on the top floor and try to do it floor by floor coming down. But they're still going to be, if they're on the top floor, they're still going to be coming through every floor to get all their materials.
What is going to be in the courthouse that we need?
Well, we're not going to move. That's why she's getting all her records scanned.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to only go back to, 1900 or something like that?
We'll have some really old ones that are not
going to be scanned.
So the record vault over here will still be accessible.
Well, we won't need to be in that.
After hours, if someone comes in and requests a copy of something and we don't have it, we're also going to work with with Doug Buzzard. They have copies too.
Right.
That we could maybe, if we needed emergency that day, but it might be one of those deals people might have to wait a day or two before they get a copy of a record from 1893 to 1900 if they need a copy of that, because we won't have it scanned.
All our computers here are hardwired, aren't they? Or Wi-Fi?
No, they're
Wi-Fi. Some are on. Some are all hardwired, but you can get on Wi-Fi. We have Wi-Fi too. So that's my thing. Is I don't know why we would necessarily have to move the servers. As long as we had internet access, we should be able to get into our Kelpro systems.
For example, I use. I'm on the AT&T internet.
Right.
Now, we put I've got a, what do you call it? A dish, yeah, that shoots to my shop from the courthouse here.
Microwave.
A microwave deal. That's how I get it.
So we should be able to do the same thing.
So why couldn't we use a dish like that to shoot it to wherever we're going to go?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the problem. But like you said, if you're on the internet, I think in today's world, you really don't need a lot of service. Most of it's in the cloud anyway.
Yeah, right.
You need so much has to be.
If you have things on your hard drive on your computer that you need, because then you can put it on. Like I have a big external hard drive that I can save it onto, and then I'll take it to the laptop and import it into there, and that's how I've kind of been backing up a lot of the stuff that I save on my local drive. Is I'll save them on an external hard drive, and then I save it onto the laptop, and then I've got it on 2 different computers in the event that one of them crashed.
You know, we've also had talked earlier about moving down to the fairgrounds. You know, they've got that new building. You know, that's a possibility. Other than, you know, March is going to be there. Of course, we're not going to be. They would like to maybe start as early as April 1st on this project, which means we'd need to be moved out in March.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe that, because I was trying to get it. I told them we'd like to move back in September, before winter. I said we really need to be back in before winter, and originally they're going to start at May 1st, but they're trying to get it so they can start April 1st. That would make sure probably we'd get back in by the end of September. They just need that extra time. If we do it like that, I guarantee you these offices will have to be closed quite a bit. When you start taking down things, I know our ADA was sick numerous times from when they were just cleaning the outside of the walls.
Yeah.
When you start taking inside, people allergies, because all these walls are going to come down.
After we went through everything that we went through with just the outside work and the other stuff,
and just the ceilings,
I don't see how we're going to be able to function in here.
I don't either.
With the work going on.
And it'll be half the time to do it. You know, last time it took longer because we ran into the problems with our heating and duct. And you know, there's probably, when they start taking down these walls, they're going to run into some other things.
Here's another option too, and I haven't even mentioned to anyone, and I apologize. Craig Frederick had said if for some reason that he would be interested in either leasing or selling. Well, he's going to auction in May. He came and visited with me about some stuff. So he's going to auction in May, but he said, you know, if we wanted, that we could possibly consider temporarily using that vacant lot he has there, and then if we, you know, maybe buy it. I don't know. It's just
May 1st is but
like the
May
1st of May, I think.
Yeah, we would just be getting moved over, and then that.
But I mean, I don't know if I can't. What he said something like, well, you know, we could draw it up to where they'd have to let you stay on that until you got off.
I don't think he wouldn't have as good he'd have as good a bidding. I think if someone said that would cut down.
And I guess
on
if you're really going to move that, you might as well go to county property, and then if you decide to leave them there, they're there. And then you don't have to worry about moving them off.
If you want to move them later, because you know there's a high possibility that you may want to keep one here. Max doesn't have an office.
No.
You know, you don't really have an office down there. You've got that inside, whether you'd need that much room.
We're kind of landlocked though down there.
Well, another option was, if you'll remember, we had talked about, or the fairgrounds had talked about, putting offices for the extension there at the fairgrounds. Well, you could almost make that a permanent fixture and move OSU permanently into that and leave them there, and then have it for storage for. Not that we.
Because they are.
You know, that gives us that third floor to move
kind
the
of
election board out,
yeah.
or go back to. We've always used to have a room just for our jury. You know, we don't have that anymore. You know, we've grown, but we don't have the space within our courthouse. So. The buildings, the $4,000 and whatever we put in there, has been a good investment in those buildings just to get them here, though. And we need to figure out. We probably really need to sit down and do something on it, and figure out what we want to really do.
It's going to be a losing proposition. We just got to figure out which way we lose less.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So Stephen had come to me last week.
This here, I can understand her concerns, maybe to a point, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be the least costly.
All right.
You know, as far as securities, I'm not for sure what all she wants in securities or what all she feels like she needs in securities. And I'm kind of like, I have the opinion that we should be able to lock and bolt the doors if we have to hire extra. I mean, the police department makes a few more
drive-bys.
Yeah.
Put cameras in. Cameras cut down a lot of things. If people know that they're being filmed, it cuts it gets knocked down a lot. You know. So, those two buildings are way bigger than 10 rooms over there.
Yes, they're 24 by 60.
So you'd have, so you've got, 1440
Square feet.
square feet
Each.
each. I don't know what those rooms over there, 10 by 12s. I don't
They're
know.
not very big. I mean, not that I'm trying to for hotel or anything.
Well, let's say, well, I don't know. If they're 12 by 12, and I don't know if they are. Let's say they are. If they're 12 by 12, 10 rooms is equivalent to one trailer. Exactly. If they're 12 by 12, that's one trailer. No.
The other thing to think about too is these buildings, and Cindy, you've seen them. How are they divided inside? Are they?
They're like a big room here, and then yes, and then there's a door. There's a door here, an exterior door here, and an exterior here. Door here, and then there's kind of like a little bathroom area and a place where you could put your computer stuff, and then there's a whole nother like a mirrored. They're mirrored with the little section in the middle.
So, but
you
you're
could put dividers down
and
the
here's
middle.
what you can do for the dividers. You know, the fairground has those pegboards. They had that the schools made a whole bunch of them for display.
Oh yeah.
And we could maybe we could rent those from them to divide up those rooms.
And just have a
temporary divider.
Well, you can use file cabinets for dividers.
Yeah.
Or you can
I would say you're right. A file cabinets is what I saw in a big place, and yeah, you're going to have more open and amongst people, but I don't think it'll be a problem. I don't see it.
2x4s are cheap, and there's some paneling on these walls that could come down, so you could take some of the paneling off of here and use it on the 2x4 centers and put a door in it.
Yeah, but I'm like you. I don't know that you really need to. Really, I mean, maybe make one. Maybe move some kind of a vault if we're worried about money. If we've got money, get a vault or something.
I mean, you can buy a little safe for $200 if you want to bolt it to the ground. Bolt it to the ground.
Yeah, you can buy one of those fireproof safes and bolt it to the ground for those kinds of things. But as far as
folding dividers would work too.
Yeah, I think we could.
I'm not trying. I'm just saying there's a lot of different ways to divide a room.
Yeah. But file cabinets, I think, is a one way. I think file cabinet gives you your working space.
It's not going to be an ideal setup for anybody.
No.
We're just going to all have to realize that we're all going to have to be patient and realize that it's a temporary situation, and we all just need to do the best we can to get through it.
Okay. When is the phase 2 or the inside of this going to start?
Well, they're hoping to go out for bids. I haven't got the final stuff. I was talking to them a couple of weeks ago, and they were nailing down some final, ADA, the ADA requirements is the last thing they were trying to nail down. When Randy passed away, it kind of slowed them down just a little bit. Not much. Just a little bit. But they were hoping to have their bids go out, I think today maybe, but I haven't talked to them. But with the idea that they were going to maybe try to shoot for April 1st, I don't know. Maybe we need to have a Class A officers roundtable discussion.
Well, that's what I was
sometime
just
after
going to say.
time.
Stephen had came down and talked to me last week and requested that possibly next week, towards the middle to the end of the week, he had certain dates that if we could possibly have.
Well, I saw he had the 10th on there, and that's Sunday. I wasn't going to do it then.
No.
Wrong month. We're not going to be here.
I think he was saying to me like the 13th, 14th, or 15th.
Okay, what you sent me was the 10, 11, and 12. And I says, well,
you know what? I was looking at my January count. So maybe it was the 11th, 12th. Because we said if we did it on Monday, that would be better, because then you guys would all be here.
Like a Monday afternoon or something, maybe.
Well, we need to get together and put everybody's thoughts into this, ideas and whatever.
I'd like it all to be written. I'd like everybody to write down and send it ahead of time so we can at least review
Look at it. Yes.
Do you want me to send an email out to that effect?
Yeah.
Well,
write down what their concerns are or what their needs are.
Both. I'd like to see it on paper and have an opportunity to look at it.
The buildings, Max?
Rather than being
I haven't, but I want to go see them.
I was gonna say,
mean,
it helped me on.
Not that I just
No,
don't trust
no,
you,
it's
but
fine.
it gives me a better
Well,
visual.
Yeah, I don't
can-
have an idea what we're. I mean, I got a
Yeah.
vague idea what 24 by 62
Yeah,
building looks
right,
like, but I'd like to see them and kind of look at them and say, well, yeah, there's a whole lot of possibilities here. Seeing it is a whole lot is a lot better than
Just looking at the
imagining.
pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
imagining.
yeah.
But it
I-
doesn't have to be a Monday. I mean, Max,
No,
what
it
do
don't-
It doesn't have to be.
No,
a
it don't
Monday.
have to be a Monday.
I mean, if
no.
we need a little more time
But you just call
to
that
get
Brett
us.
Smith, which I can give you his email
Okay.
or his phone number.
Okay.
And
Brad Smith,
Brett.
Brett.
I don't know if I have it on my phone here. I may have to look
Okay.
it up, but I'll be sure and get it to
Okay,
you. And then
okay.
I know he'll be more than happy to let y'all go look at it.
Like Thursday the 14th. I don't know what do you have on.
Thursday the 4th.
I mean, that gives, because today is the 4th. I don't know if I'd have time. I'm going to be in Norman. This is a crazy week.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm
yeah.
going to make it over to Ponca City to look at that anyway this week. There's just, I don't think I can get it into my schedule.
Was always
It
fun.
might be Wednesday. I might be able to, but if you did it, you know.
Well, how long does Coda? Of course, we're just going to go down for the class.
Yeah, I'm
tomorrow.
just going down for class.
P-card, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Class.
Well, I'm going down to stay tonight,
Yeah.
but go to the class tomorrow
Right.
and come home tomorrow night.
What class is that?
P-card training.
P-card.
Oh yeah, P-card training. I've got that. Yeah. Like I said, this week here is real busy too. Unless,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a busy week. That's why I say I don't think Monday the 11th I wouldn't have time really to go look at everything and try to, I'm like you, you can see the building, you kind of got an idea of more possibilities of what you can do with
And I know
it.
it was hard to take.
No, your
that
pictures were good.
Yeah,
no, your
they
pictures
were
were
good.
good. Their pictures.
But the questions
But it
about
is-
the doors and
Sure,
the questions
sure.
about
Yeah.
Cause see here's just FYI those because I still have them on there. You can
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
scroll through. Cause see there it shows the metal door and it does
yeah,
have
I see
the.
that.
And so the skirting, they keep talking about the skirting. The skirting didn't look like it was bad. Why can't we take and
You
reuse
can take it. He just said, it's
Might not work.
Right.
Okay.
If
Well, we'll
it's a different
recycle it.
level or
Yeah,
whatever.
we can
But yeah, you
recycle it,
it's-
though.
Yeah.
Sell it
and
and
see, this was
recycle it.
kind of the little computer room area that they had.
Yeah.
And that's still the little computer room area. And that's the kind of bathroom.
Yeah.
It's got the place.
Yeah.
And it's got the drop ceilings. But as you can tell, some of them have,
And what we're basically
And it's
doing, if
got
we
the
move
fire
these in there,
poles.
we've got to get them in. We got to put
It's
them on.
already wired for the internet, and it's already got the wiring for the fire
See, and
department.
here's one of the doors. So it's got those kind of,
Yeah,
the
the
metal.
right
I like
kind
that
of
push
doors.
bar
Yeah,
door.
got the push bar required door. I mean, it was a school, guys.
Yeah, they had to have
They're gonna have to
safety.
be
They had to
ADA.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to have all those things brought up.
Did you get picked?
So.
They're still
They're still going.
they're still kicking them out and calling more people.
I see. I didn't get the second letter, so I didn't have to show up today.
Sherry's up there. She's
Yeah, she called me yesterday and asked me, and I said, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's doable. We've got cabinets in there. I just think I just really
the
think
money
it
that-
is.
that
That
you've
we're
got
putting
in
in
it,
it, and
yeah.
we own something on it.
And see, here's where it shows like
The
there's two
two-
doors, and then there's still also so really like this section of the building has two entrances, and this section of the building has
Two
because there's an
entrances.
entrance on this side, and then there's one around on the say if this is the east side, then
Corner.
on the north side there's another exit, and that's for fire safety.
Yeah.
And same here. So like on this one, there's one on the east door, and then there's another door on the south door.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Hi, Scott.
okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Well,
Well, let's go try to look and stuff and see, and let's try to set up a date. You guys be thinking about what
and
day
we'll
will
talk-
work.
Put it on we can look and see what next week and try to just have an officers meeting next week.
Okay.
Oh, this is the 18th. I thought that. Well, what the world? This is a
No, that's right. Today's the
February 18th.
Oh, of 18. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
February
19.
19. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I wondered because I thought I had a lot more stuff wrote down.
All right. Okay, we'll get some more information.
Yes, more info.
And item 8.
Well, and I thought if you want, I'd go ahead and kind of check like what it would cost to get the internet, what it would cost. Well, but if we do that, but I mean like, would we, like if we move, like how much does it cost to put a transformer in if you had to do that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought I'd kind of, if
Yeah.
you wanted, I could do
Yes,
some
if you
checking
could
on
get
kind of
all
that
of those,
stuff.
I'd appreciate
I was just,
that.
I have started kind of making myself a list of things that have been coming in my head.
Yeah. Okay, that being said, we will schedule another meeting for that and try to get all the officers there. We have a payroll meeting the 7th.
Yes.
But did you say you wasn't going to be?
I'm going to be here. I've got my driving Oklahoma. I got to be in Oklahoma City by 1:30.
That's right.
Yeah.
And all that I've got on there so far is just payroll.
Yeah.
So
that's all. Yeah.
Okay, commissioners' comments. We don't have any new business. Not on there. So.
I guess
well, that's all right. I didn't have any anyway.
Okay, commissioners' comments. Dean, what do you have?
Well, like I said, this week is very busy on meetings like everybody else, and we are continuing to maintain our roads. We've started a bridge project that was a small bridge that was getting ready to fall through, and that needed to be replaced. And we had a frame that we had put together and had taken out there to do it a year or so ago, and we've continued. We're replacing that and continue to take care of the roads and use our road grooms and be as efficient as we can with everything.
Okay, very good.
Have checked into getting some rock places, and DeLisi was shut down, and ACG was they had the rock that they had was rather big. I thought we tried it before and had a lot of complaints on it. But other than that, we're just maintaining roads, and that's about all I got to say.
Okay, Cindy, what do you have?
Yeah, dry weather sure made a difference. We've been out grading and working and ran. Well, one day it was a little foggy. The Friday was pretty froggy, but we didn't run. But we've been running and trying to get things done. We're still doing some rocking today. We're finally getting the cement put on the 2 bridges that we built in December. January was so wet we couldn't get that done, so we're hopefully running cement as we speak, so on both those bridges. This week at noon today is the webinar on waters of the U.S. We're going to get some updates on that to see where we are. Trump had stopped the Obama ruling from going in, and then the courts, some courts have thrown that out, so we're trying to figure out where we are in the mix of that for our particularly on counties for 404 permits, farmers. It's a big deal, so we're going to get an update on that, where we are on that. Today our Oklahoma legislators first day in session, so there's a lot of bills out there affecting counties. Stay in touch with your associations. They're trying to do some different things to counties. We just need to be diligent and watch what they're doing. If they're going to continue to pass down unfunded mandates, they really need to consider opening up their checkbooks. But we'll see where we are on that. Tomorrow is the P-card training OSU is having down at Norman. County officers are required to go through that training every 2 years. So I think there's several of us that are 2 years or up, so we will be going to that. I will be going as well. Supposed to have a community sentencing in Garfield County tomorrow. I will not be able to attend that. And Wednesday at 4 o'clock is the Grant County Health Department board meeting. Dean, are you going to that? Pat sat on that board.
I have it on my calendar to go.
Okay.
That's one of the things I have to do this week.
Yeah, and he was the commissioner serves as chair of that board. So, just FYI, that's I
I'm
don't.
not the commissioner.
Well, I know. I realize that.
Will we wait
So
to appoint?
I don't know how that works. You probably need
'Cause
to
I did
check
con-
on. I
I
mean,
did
he's
contact
taken over.
them.
He's taken over the duties. You
Yeah.
know, as the commissioner.
Yeah.
Even though he's not called a commissioner, he's the first deputy, assuming the duties of it.
the
So I believe that would be your duty
To be
to
chairman.
to be the chairman to chair that board meeting. So.
And I have been in contact with them regarding that matter, and they said just for us to let them know who the new appointee is. So,
Yeah. So.
does he just roll into it since he's taking
Well,
his
he's
spot? Or
when he
do I need
because
to put it
that's
on the
what it is.
agenda?
That's
No.
part of the rules
yeah.
of engagement. I
Right.
mean,
Okay.
too
Yeah.
bad, so sad. But
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
so,
I've
I'm
never
gonna-
chaired
so
a
it's
board
okay
before.
if I email them and let them know that you will be
That yeah, he
the
doesn't.
acting
Yeah,
chairman.
he is that just that, as the first deputy, he's assumed that role.
They'll
That's-
tell you what to do, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
You might want to get with him and get an agenda.
Yeah, like I said, I need
I
an
have the
agenda.
agenda probably.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to
So,
holler at me.
So you
Yeah,
got
I'll
that.
holler at you
Okay.
later on.
And
I need to know who to kind of touch base with before I get there.
Where to even go, probably, don't you?
Yes, I need some more information.
And since legislative season started, our ACO WOW breakfast wake up on Wednesdays with our legislators start on Wednesday at 7:30 to 9 every Wednesday. And Thursday is our payroll meeting, and at 1:30 I have to be in Oklahoma City for my ODOT Driving Oklahoma working group. So those are the things I have going on this week as well.
Okay. I have several of the same things. The ACO breakfast Wednesday, P-card training tomorrow. Of course, payroll meeting is Thursday. I turned in my stuff to you this morning, Cindy.
Okay.
There. Well, you want to put on the agenda for next week for Brandon to give us a update on the safety conference.
Okay.
Up there, they did pass out some interesting facts and stuff on what our frequencies of lost causes was, and I thought I grabbed 3 of them, and I only grabbed 2 of them, but here's one.
Was that something he would have put? Oh, okay.
He might have brought that to you.
I don't remember, but I can
You can have
email.
that
I was
and-
to say I can email it out to y'all. If you
Yeah,
want.
that'd be good. Anyway. Oh, here it is. I got the other one, so you can have that one.
Oh, okay.
I betcha.
Anyway, the
A
drug
lot of them.
Yeah.
the drug and alcohol was interesting because they talked about the medical marijuana and how that was going to affect us and what we could do. And there was a checklist that Tulsa County had for reasonable suspicion testing checklist. And I picked up a couple copies of it so it would show, but just because somebody tests positive don't mean we can take action against them. We've got to find out if they got a
Medical condition.
yeah. Now that does not excuse an employee because they're not supposed to come to work under the influence. Or does that give them an opportunity to have it on them at work? That's no. Cannot do that. Even though if you've got a medical
There's just a lot
marijuana
to think about all that whole situation. Isn't
Well,
it?
CDL drivers can't have it.
Can't have-
Period.
they
can't
Period.
have
Because
it
that's federal.
licensed. Right,
They're federal.
right.
And federal still does not recognize it as legal.
Yeah. Anyway, it was very interesting, but
Sheriff,
Stephen
same thing. Sheriff, same thing.
can talk about that, and stuff. And I thought it was pretty good, very interesting on what they brought forward and stuff, impaired and things. But we'll let Brandon give us an update on that. And I did not pick up the papers. I don't see that had the legislative stuff. I sat in for Cindy on the legislative board there. Went over all the bills there's a lot of bills out there. Several bills pertain to the counties that we're watching, 22 of them pretty closely, some others tied to it. But we had a gentleman there that come from Tulsa talking about there's a bill out there that would allow people counties to reorganize their government. And it's we've had urban versus rural, well, this is home rule is what they're pushing. And it would let the county vote on their form of government, and that's a bill we need to be watching. It's not going to happen right now, but it has to happen. And the gentleman that was there said it has to happen in 3 steps. First, you have to get out there and tell the people about it. Then it has to be put on a petition. Then it has to be brought before and voted on. And then after that, second year, then after that, it will be implemented if you chose to do that. But he also said that Oklahoma County and Tulsa County, it might work. The rest of the counties are going to be against it. The 75 counties out of 77. I thought that was very interesting. How?
Yeah, it's to consolidate governments. They're wanting city and county government to consolidate and have one form of government instead of having city councilmen. It would be just commissioners, and they're talking about having 5 commissioners. And I said, and consolidating, and then they wouldn't need a police department. The sheriff's department would, take care of everything. It's just, I don't know. It's
no county clerks, no treasurers, no nothing. They're doing away with all that.
They'd do away with all of them. They would be appointed. It would be a job you'd interview if you wanted to be the clerk. Like the city. The city clerks. Then they don't run. They're just hired, and that's what they would have here for the officers. The treasurers, the clerks, the assessors would be. They're even talking about the assessors would be regional. You'd have regional assessors for several counties. They're even talking about counties going together, and forming governments. And I just don't know. It's certainly with our 1,800 miles we have to take care of here. Whether it's going to have to be taken care of. A road grader in my area takes care of 125 miles, and they can't really get over 125 miles. And certainly, they're talking about how they think it's going to save money. Well, I can't do away with any less employees or less equipment. And right now, we basically share. I don't have a dozer if I need one. I've borrowed one before, or whatever. So it's a tough one.
Yeah. Anyway, that was one of the bills that was brought up. Another one was they're talking about different ways to divide the CIRB money out. And it looks like we've got counties that are way ahead in the CIRB. Donnie Head's been preaching to us for 2 years now that we needed to try to even up. And it's been my stance to say that we should go through the first phase, just like Dean for District 3. When Grant County put our plan in place, we picked priorities. District 2 was priority 1. District 1 was priority 2, and District 3 was priority 3. The thing about it is we went out there and spent money, and some counties, like Kingfisher County, they built a bridge that cost them a couple $1 million. Our projects that we have so far, we've spent $22 million. So we're way out of balance. Now if we go back and we try to even this up, they're talking about changing the way the CIRB money is. We may not be able to finish Dean's project or do District 3's project for 10 years. Mm-hmm. It's not fair, I don't think, until we get through the first round, but it was all written as to bring forth a project that you could never normally do. And that's what we did.
Extraordinary projects that your county could never afford to do, and that's what we did.
That's what we did. Now, with this supposedly rebalancing deal that they're talking about, they're not implemented it yet or nothing like that, but now it's affecting the way people are looking at that, okay? One of the 3 options is to divide the money between 50% road miles and 50% bridges, which Grant County is probably going to come out okay.
We have the most bridges in the entire state, and we have the fifth highest road miles in the entire state per county by counties.
And I asked Randy to send out a deal comparison on the options of how the counties would rank, and I haven't got that yet or nothing. But he said he could do that.
I know the Jefferson Blacktop is the one that's going to be, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And we're patching the patches nearly, and it's a concern because we throw.
But you need to keep patching it because it's on the plan, and we're gonna we're pushing.
How far down the calendar are we right now?
Well, they were doing They were starting the engineering on it. So
yeah, they was.
You need to probably keep patching it. You got beautiful weather this week. It's going to be nice and warm, so you can certainly get your trucks and asphalt.
We were going to go do that, and then we found out that they didn't have any coal lay down at for us yet. So
Guthrie?
At Guthrie. Yeah. So that's I called them this morning. They said they have everything up and running again.
Oh, good.
So,
Yeah.
it's we're talking rain and cold weather here in a day or two. So, but I did contact them, and we're going to get back on doing some of that. I guess one of the other things that I did that you two might be interested in is I went down. I talked about workforce.
And workforce.
And I went down and interview and talked to them a little bit more in depth. They have several programs, a work in progress, and one to get people that are working now for us. If you need them to get a CDL, that they will they'll pay for the school, and I've talked to them about maybe having an instructor come up here, since I've got 4 or 5 guys that could use a CDL, and I could use them to have a CDL. I didn't know if you guys had anybody that were just running a grader but didn't have a CDL but wanted a CDL, that we could put them all in the class together to help. And they, they're talking about Ponca City, maybe Enid, and I said, well, we've got a truck and we've got an area to have a class, and they were considering maybe sending an instructor up here for 2 days a week on weekends for about like 8 weeks, and then eventually come out. You'd have a CDL.
If
it would
you
work
do
for
that
you.
and the county pays for it, you need to make sure that your employee knows that they have to stay so long.
Workforce pays for it.
But you're not going to pay them the time that they invest. They're not going to be on your clock when they. You're
I
not
understand
gonna,
what. Okay, I understand.
You're paying them to sit in class for 8 weeks, 2 days a week.
I'm still going to pay 2 guys in a truck for 8 weeks, getting 1 guy good enough to drive. So I look at it.
That's the same thing, though. If I ever help anybody, I did that, and it was in the oil field. And every time I'd get someone a CDL, I'd invest the time. They would leave,
Right.
and I put the money in. So we got to it where we did that, Max, and that was when Jerry said we had them all sign on that if they left after they got their CDL, they had to stay 1 year, and if they didn't, then we had it prorated what they had to pay the county back.
That's what I told them. I said, now guys, if you go through this class.
Yeah, you got to have them sign.
I want you to understand that you are going to stay here and help us out for a while.
Yeah.
It's something you can carry with you, but I don't want to do it, and then you all turn around the following week and go hire on somewhere else.
All right.
So that's a good point taken, and I appreciate that input. Like I said, I will use that too.
Yeah. Okay. Executive session. I guess.
You got something we need to. You got some stuff to report to us.
Yes, I have.
All right. I'd make a motion to go into executive session.
I'll second that. Been moved and seconded to go into executive session.
Thank you.
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbitt.
Aye.
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 At
Yeah,
11:45.
and better unplug those. Last time they didn't work.
What do we call this?
Executive session.
We're back live.
I would make a motion to re-enter our regular session at 12:22.
I second that.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. 12:22. All in favor?
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbit.
Aye.
Vite.
Aye.
Okay, we're back in regular session. Item 11, consider possible action on the following. Closure of the Stony Point Quarry, including but not limited to the final termination of original agreement, and meeting with DEQ and Department of Mines. Oh, you need...
I don't know.
I think they'll.
Okay.
Oh,
When we get finished up, then they'll just want the rooms.
okay.
So, you want to bring us up to date?
Okay, we are 80% compliance with DEQ and Department of Mines on the closing of Stony Point. We have to, the other 20% entails getting vegetation established, and we are working on that at this time.
Okay. So that brings us down to item 12, adjournment.
Come on, step up.
Is he going to ask for a motion? I make a motion that we adjourn.
I will second that motion.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Hess.
Aye.
Bobbit.
Aye.
Vite.
Aye.
Very good. We're done and out of here.